Namaste, Rusty Davis with Spirit Journey Yoga. Today we're going to work on a few little exercises that are designed to relieve tension around the hips. Now, we have this muscle called the psoas muscle, P-S-O-A-S, or the primary store of all stresses. Now, when we say we have tight hips, yes, we can have a lot of stuff deep underneath the glute muscles and along the side of the hips on the outside, but on our hip bones, or iliacus, we have this muscle called the IlioPSOAS, and it actually is on the inside of your hip bones. It's very hard to release. You can have a few trigger points, and you can do a lot of static holds and stuff like this, which does go and energizes it, which tires it out. And then when that happens, the tension can actually go, or actually let go finally. And a lot of holding and static poses can do a lot of release for this muscle. But generally, most people do what they call vinyasa, which is breath with movement, and we move kind of rapidly and we kind of move fast, where we can get some release. But why do you do a yoga class and you have an awesome teacher, you love this person, but then the next day you could possibly feel tight? But yet, right after a yoga class, you feel open, you feel receptive to this energy that you are given through your own movements, and you feel different, right? But then the next day you go back and regress to being tense, or you regress to being tight. Now, the primary store of all stresses, well, we're going to hold tension, and the fascia system, which is what is the main outline for Spirit Journey Yoga, is dealing everything around the fascia, which is you. It actually holds all your past stuff, because the body, that's what it does. The mind, it lives in the future, and the body holds stuff. So what this is going to do is it's going to let go of stuff that you hold deep memories, traumas, things that as you were presented it, you probably didn't understand it, so you held the breath, you held your spirit tight, and then you held on. And that's what we do. We have a lot of holding on patterns. And when we let go, it could trigger us. It could bring up stuff from the past. And either one, you go for it and you let it go, or two, it brings up stuff and you hold on to it even tighter in what they call the deep fascia line, which encompasses this psoas muscle. Okay, so what we're going to do is some exercises. The first exercise is going to challenge you. So what I'd recommend is to say in your mind, I am stronger than I think I am. I love that motto. I love that repetition thing that I say in my mind, which lets me overcome some things when I feel weak or when I feel kind of having doubt, because we are stronger than we think we are. We have infinite amounts of energy and power, but this is our own body, and yoga is a beautiful system that we hold our own body. But why does our own body feel so heavy? But yet we go to the gym and we work out. We do all this stuff with weights. But then we come back to the mat and we hold our own body up and it becomes very heavy. So let's let go of this heaviness deep in what they call the IlioPSOAS. And do some research if you need to. But we hold stuff there and we are going to release it. And then the stages of this, let me describe that first. First, we're going to take a Supta Baddha Konasana. I'll describe that if you don't know. And then the next one is we're going to hold that shape for 5 minutes. I'll tell you the times. We're going to hold it for 5 minutes. Now, if you have to rest at any time, please do. Bring your butt down, and then when you're ready, lift your butt back up. Now, the next stage is going to be resting for 2 minutes. And then from there, we keep our butt on the ground, and all we do is we lift our knees up to what I call stages. And we're going to use 3 stages for 2 minutes each. And then when that happens, little shudders or little tremors will happen. And I know that in life, a lot of times, especially as a guy, we're told not to shake, not to seem weak, but the strength comes from letting this energy that you're not controlling. Know this, who's controlling it? It's usually the animalistic or reptilian brain, the lower part of our brain, the oldest part, that we make a lot of reality through emotions. So it's held deep in us. When we start tiring out these lines in our body that hold on, then we don't control it. Things happen in our bodies, and they could be really big, or they can be really, really subtle and deep within us. So let's explore. I'm going to do this practice with you. Now again, soles of the feet come together, and you bring your heels near your butt, or they can be a little bit further away. And we're going to target this inner line of our groins, or our adductors, where we bring our knees together. And that's part of your deep core line too. So now know this, I call it an inch. So bring your fingers very little bit together, 10 millimeters or about 1 inch. And what that means is you're going to target only this muscle, the IlioPSOAS. If you lift up higher, then you'll engage your glutes or your butt muscles. And you want to keep your butt up. And so what I say is your hand width, you can rub underneath your butt and the mat or the floor and still touch your butt with your hand and the floor. And that's about that amount. So with this, let's begin. Lie on your back, and you just lift up a little bit. Knees go wide, and I'm running my hand underneath my butt. I can touch my back of my hand with my butt, and then I relax. And I stay here. I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. You are stronger than you think you are. So during this time, energize. Let the knees go wide and relax everything except for what holds you up. Now, feel your glutes, your butt, and yes, they are engaged, but you're still very low to the ground, so you are engaging your inner line of your hips, which is your IlioPSOAS, and of course, these other finite muscles that hold on to energy, traumas, whatever. So now you place your hands on your upper part of your chest, along the side ribs, up near your collarbones, or down near your stomach. And breathe. Find a breath that is smooth, so it's not choppy, uninterrupted, or just allow it to come in and out with the least amount of energy. So there's some energy behind it when you breathe, but can it be soft, smooth? And when you breathe in, something happens in your body. There's an expansive, a filling up of your lungs, and then when you breathe out, there's usually a deep recoiling or closing in of the rib cage, and the lungs get deflated. And then you breathe in again. During this practice, you can have a little pause, why not? But do say to yourself mentally, or you can say to yourself out loud, I am stronger than I think I am. What I find myself doing is leaning a little bit to the right, to the left. I can lightly tuck my tailbone towards my heels. But everything is soft. Softness is where letting go happens. It's not from gripping, holding on deeply into your butt muscles, your back muscles. It's about staying up, but with the least amount of energy. Let me decide or let me watch the time. By the way, right now I'm in Kashmir, right near Pakistan, as you can hear that mosque in the background. India is a very Hindu place. Hindu religion, Hinduism is very big here, except for some places near Pakistan, which is where I am near. Bordering Pakistan is Kashmir, but I'm surrounded by the Himalayas. So that's why I'm here. But also there's a lot of Muslims here, and they're beautiful. They're very, very welcoming people. So breathe, keep your butt lifted as long as you can, maybe the whole time. But I will say this, that when I first started doing this practice, I didn't know about softness. I only knew about doing it. Energizing and forcing sometimes my body into shapes, or going to the gym and really pushing it hard. So I had to keep my butt up for 10 minutes. Maybe that's you, before you let go. And we're at 4 minutes now, so one final minute. You can do this. And if you've had to put your butt down, come back to it, lifting just a little bit. Recheck. Hand slides easily, but you still touch it with your butt and your rack. With your hand. Slide back. Right now I'm softening so much that I can already feel my body wanting to do this little light up and down. Now, let it move, but don't do it. Lose control. You'll know what I mean. If you were with me in one of my workshops, I generally have to guide people, but eventually you lose control. But maybe you can do this on your own with me guiding you right now. And now, put your butt down, keep your knees going wide. And I know you might have some tension where you want to bring your knees back in, bring your knees together. Try not to do this. Try to let go right now. And maybe you feel a lot of space right now where your knees are actually going wider apart and you can actually soften. Where do you hold on? Feel it right now. Feeling is where letting go truly happens. When you shorten the breath, take it away, you lose feeling. So breathe in. It doesn't have to be deep, deep, full, focused breaths, but start to feel that when you start to release tensions down here, that your diaphragm can actually move up and down through it to draw in and to let go of the breath. The fascia works together completely. And if you have tensions in certain areas of your body, then you have tensions everywhere. When you release energy in one place, two places, you release energy everywhere. The body gets more expansive, receptive. And now, the knees, just a little bit up. So when you lift your knees up, you'll feel your adductors, your inner thighs start to engage. And hold there. We're going to do these stages. Let me watch the time. And while you're holding your knees up, can you soften? And let the little shudders or movement of energy out without doing. Already starting to feel a little energy here moving. Stay breathing. And now a little bit more, just a little bit. Your feet are still together, soles of your feet. And just your knees go up. A little bit more. And by now, if you've softened enough, you're probably feeling this little shudder. Maybe it could be very deep inside near your pelvic floor, or it could be actually, you could see it. Your legs actually moving around, or feeling it at least. And it moves in a way that you're not controlling it. So lose control just for this time for you. Let this line from your reptilian brain, where we make emotions into reality, this place called the amygdala. It's all connected to this animalistic brain. But we're safe. This practice is very, very safe. Losing control is safe. It's healing, it's soothing. For your nervous system and for tensions that you tend to hold on to. now, most of you probably feel this shuddering, this movement that you're not controlling. And so the next stage is up to you. We're going to do another 5 more minutes, and I'll guide you. Now, what we're going to do for this next, because you've already started the process, you've tired out this muscle and these lines. And so the energy just kind of lets go and then holds on, lets go and holds on. That's what the shaking is about. And it could be very, very, I sometimes do this for an hour, and it shakes non-stop till then. But as you're doing it, the key is this: move slow. You already feel the shaking. Now it's your job to go into your own body and where you have stuck energy and getting the full range of the muscle, the movement in your IlioPSOAS. So put your feet flat now into the ground and keep your knees now going wherever they want to go. And you can see my legs are moving. And deep, deep in me, you can't see it, but I can feel it. Maybe you can too. Now, to focus and to detox the different lines, you can keep your feet near your butt, or you can bring them away. You can keep your feet close together, or you can bring your feet apart. And when you move, say bring your knees apart, and then bring your knees back near each other, move slow. And that's when you can really get this shaking to happen. It's all about movements that are slow, and you just go inside you. Keep your eyes closed, deep breathe, or keep your eyes open, whatever you want to do. But stay here now. And we're going to do this for another 3 more minutes with me. And then it's up to you to still stay in it. Because right now, you have detoxed quite a bit. But to keep on going for you, do it as long as you feel comfortable or you have the time. And this is where, because we've tired out these lines and these muscles. So now it's up to you. It's a strange feeling, but deep within you, I know that I need it. And you do too, if you allow yourself this feeling. This letting go, just for now. It's a strange feeling. So I call letting this be orgasmic. Because essentially what we're doing is we're clearing energy in our pelvic floor. Because it's somewhat like an earthquake, right? And the earth element is down there, near our sit bones, where we actually sit. And this is where we clear out energy. That all the things that isn't foundational, grounding, things that keep us secure. And so this earthquake is letting go of all this stuck energy that doesn't serve you anymore. It takes away your grounding, your security, the feeling of having enough money, the feeling of having enough, or being enough. Now, right above that is an energy called the water element, or an energy that's near your sacrum. And that's where our sexual energy comes from, and where we find pleasure in our body, plus also pleasure in life. That's where creativity comes from. And right now, sometimes water can become stale. And so we are taking away and using this shuttering to clear out all the old water that's toxic, that's blocked. And we are cleansing, because water can cleanse. So the longer you stay here, the more that your pelvic floor will release, the more that you can really move energy that's really crucial to life. What happens when you're ungrounded? When things around you don't seem secure? Probably something negative. So this is a way to turn this negativity into positivity, to strength. I can. I am strong, secure, grounded. I deserve pleasure, creativity, connection. A lot of traumas down here, especially around sexual traumas, are held so deep here, and they can tighten us up, taking away vital energy. Last 30 seconds with me, and I'd recommend really truly doing this for longer. And explore, what are you and what do you need to let go of? And you have this time, so think of things. What things in your life can you let go of right now to bring you happiness, joy, peace, satisfaction, success, and bring more of that in. And ignore everything else. You don't even have to think of any of these traumas. Right now, please keep on going if you have the time. And do the work for you. Allow the deep, deep stuff. Let it be orgasmic. Let it be joyful. Let it be flowing. Namaste.